everybody.
Sorry.
I hope everybody knows about the 4 rules: the 14-hour rule, the 11-hour rule, the 8-hour rule, and the 30-hour break. And if you are also, as far as FedEx, you got the 70-hour rule. Okay, 14 hours is the most you can work in any given day, except for if there's an accident or severe weather, that can extend it, but only once. It can't be more than one extension. The 11-hour rule means you cannot drive more than 11 hours in any given period without a 10-hour break in between. The 8-hour rule means at 8 hours you must have taken or must take a 30-minute break. And that doesn't mean 8 hours and 1 second, because at 8 hours and 1 second you are in violation. I recommend that you do your break somewhere around 5 hours, 5.5 hours. That way you're not in danger of going over the 8-hour rule. I don't know what conditions it might be under that you would have to wait 8 hours to do it. It's not good for you anyway. You need to get out of the truck. You need to move around. You need to relax. You need to do that in 30 minutes. The 30-minute break is required by the DOT. That means 30 minutes. Doesn't mean 29 minutes, 50 seconds, or 57 seconds. Some of these reporting facility ELDs are done by either satellite or telephone, and there may be a delay. So even though your ELD tells you that you have done 30 minutes, you may not have done 30 minutes. You may have done 29 minutes and 30 seconds. So I always recommend that you go at least 32 minutes. That way you're not caught, because if it's less than 30 minutes, then you're going to have to stop at some point and take that break again. So it doesn't make sense to take the break and then have to do it again. Some people have asked, where do you take your breaks? If you plan ahead and you know what your route's going to be, you know that there's going to be a truck stop or a place that you can pull over in a rest area, whatever, to take your break. It's not a good idea at all to pull over the side of the road to do it. And if you are stuck in a place where you don't have a rest area or truck stop, then take the exit ramp and pull onto the entrance ramp and park there and take your break. Entrance and exit ramps are not a good place because people are coming up on you, but usually on an entrance ramp, everybody's going pretty slow, so they can see you and not have a problem with hitting you. Coupling. You heard what FedEx has put out now about coupling with the dolly. I had a driver a few years ago that lost the tip of her little finger because she put her hand on the hoop. Never, never, never put your hand on the hoop for the pintle. Keep your hand away from it. There are handles put on the dollies so that you can lift and move, manipulate the dolly with the handles on the side. Okay. How do you lift the dolly? You lift the dolly by putting your hands on the handles, stiffening your back, and lifting with your legs. Never bend over and then try to straighten up having pulled that. You lock your back first, then lift with your legs. That's the way to move the dolly. Defensive driving in the spring. The spring break is coming. I guess tomorrow's Fat Tuesday, which is the beginning of Mardi Gras, and then there's Ash Wednesday. But spring is coming. Spring break is coming in April. You need to be prepared for those people that are going to be crazy and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And with having had COVID and people being cooped up and not really driving or being around a lot, they can get a little wild. So always be defensive, and that is pay attention, get plenty of rest, always watch your mirrors, let people go by when they need to get by. Don't tailgate at all. Give yourself plenty of room, plenty of space to stop. and be alert to somebody doing something that they shouldn't be doing. I've said it several times that you need to understand that the requirement is you are a professional driver. You are required to pay attention to them and anticipate what someone else can do that's wrong and avoid it. This is especially true if you are driving in the city. City traffic, because there's a lot more traffic, there's a lot more places to stop and go, and people are usually in a hurry, and they will cut you off and do all kinds of things. So just you got to watch your distractions, especially too. Don't be eating a sandwich or getting a drink or turning the radio or doing things like that, especially in the city, because you need to be on full alert. Again, watch your mirrors. Watch for people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, I have a little note here that says you wanted to talk about best practices for a roundabout. I don't know how many roundabouts you've been in, but I've been in Europe, and they have a lot of them there. And the idea is that you pull into the roundabout, and you go around as many times as you need to go around to get to the outside for your exit. Okay? You don't necessarily have to get that exit the first time you go by it. It's not necessary to. So if you have to go around a couple of times to get out, then go around a couple of times so you can make your exit safely. And don't pull into one without watching the traffic that's going to come from your left, so that you don't have a problem with them. Again, spring break is coming. Defensive driving. Watch your distractions. Do not handle the dolly with your hands at the loop at all. Lift with your back. Lift with your legs, not your back. And remember your 4-hour rules. Now, the other one I forgot to talk about just real quick is your 70-hour rule. We are a 70 hours in 8 days. So when you do your how many hours you have left during the week, if you know you're going on a trip, and you can see that you may not have enough hours to do that, then you may want to check the change where you go, or be able to take your break, your reset, which is a 34-hour reset. But in any case, the 70-hour rule still holds. Okay. Any questions?
If you have any questions, unmute yourself. All right, I'm gonna show the video for the roundabout. It's actually some good info. David and I were talking. I've been to a lot of stations here in California. I've only seen maybe one roundabout. And that's up by the Fremont station, I believe it is. They actually have two of them, which is very weird. But there's several warehouses there, so I'm not sure if the city did that to try to slow the traffic down or what, but definitely complicated for tractors. I know this was probably a couple years ago when I was there. They always have accidents, not just FedEx drivers, but the warehouses nearby, just because they don't handle the roundabouts properly, or mainly because they're going too fast, and then they don't equate for that back trailer, and it usually hits a sign or something in that roundabout. So just keep that in mind. A lot of it has to do with speed and making sure that you're accounting for every angle of that tractor and trailer. But I'll show this video. There's some good information here as well.
Large vehicles, especially trucks with trailers, often need extra space in roundabouts and may take up more than one lane when turning. Many roundabouts have truck aprons to accommodate large vehicles. A truck apron is a raised concrete area near the center of the roundabout that gives large vehicles extra space while navigating the roundabout. All of the same rules of the road apply for large vehicles and roundabouts. Drivers should enter the roundabout in the correct lane for their destination as their size allows. If you're turning right, If a designated turn lane is not provided, you may need to use more than just one lane, just like any other right turn. Check for surrounding traffic and proceed with caution. Continually check all mirrors until you clear the roundabout and be prepared to give the right of way to other drivers if needed. If you're turning left or going straight through. When you're approaching the roundabout, choose the lane that will keep the traffic on your sight side. Trucks should straddle both lanes in order to properly enter the roundabout. Check for surrounding traffic and enter the roundabout when it's clear, keeping in mind that your trailer may off-track into neighboring lanes or onto the truck apron. Continually check all mirrors until you clear the roundabout.
All right, that's a good illustration there. All right, Zian, you guys have anything else you guys want to cover? Some update?
Yes, for the update, question, because I had to step out for a minute. Was you able to show the precautions now for the truck convoys, or you didn't cover that?
Yes, we did before we first started.
Oh, okay, sorry. I just had to step out for a minute for an emergency.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. For the FedEx updates, basically what they are saying, and some of you already know, is that we are on mandatory inspection. So that just means your best behavior while you're driving. Be very conscious, be very thorough. Make sure that you know how to transfer. If you're stopped by the law enforcement, you know how to transfer your log. Make sure you have your binder at hand. So you have the registration and insurance information in that binder that is in each truck. Allocate that. You also need the DVIR booklet if they ask you for that, and the orange book that is in the tractor. Make sure you allocate that when you do your pre-trip. Have your medical card with you, and make sure you don't provoke an inspection, that you're following the speed limit, that you're running in the correct lane, and that you move if there's a car or a law enforcement in the shoulder, that at least you move or make the intention to move and reduce the speed. Don't provoke an inspection, don't provoke a ticket, okay? For Lugmo Corp, we are noticing that some people are forgetting to take the trash whenever they finish their shift. Please make sure you take your trash with you and throw it in the trash bins that are in the yard, so we can avoid to have bugs and cockroaches in the tractors. Okay, once again, DVIR booklet is there. If you notice a defect in the trailer, make sure you write that down. And if the mechanic does not want to sign the booklet, just read the name tag of the mechanic and write it in the booklet. Okay, you will need that if you're stopped by a law enforcement. Trainings, please make sure you complete them before the 15th of each month. Okay, you need that in order to be able to drive and provide services. So please, as soon as the month starts, like tomorrow, new trainings are going to come out. Make sure you have them done. If not, then it causes like stress to all of us, because I have to remind you basically every day. And remember to clock in and out with the Safety Compliance and Solution app as well. Okay, Aaron, as soon as we finish the training or next day, our trainings are posted. Make sure you enter and you acknowledge the training, okay? And out of that, thank you so much for all you do. We really appreciate your work, your hard work, and your commitment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time. Be safe out there, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.